Audace. Sport. Magazine. Audace Sport Magazine. Le grand magazine des sports sur Radio Audace. Les lives, commenter des matchs, les interviews d'avant et après match, des joueurs, entraîneurs, dirigeants et supporters du football. Passez en revue l'actualité de tous les sports. Les documentaires de choc. Des débats explosifs avec des invités de marque sur Audace. Sport Magazine, tous les dimanches de 15h à 18h sur 106.8 FM. Audace Sport Magazine, le baromètre de l'actualité sportive, tous les dimanches de 15h à 18h. Audace Sport Magazine. Audace. Sport Magazine. Audace Sport Magazine, le grand magazine des sports sur Radio Audace. Les lives, commenter des matchs, les interviews d'avant et après match, des joueurs, entraîneurs, dirigeants et supporters du football. Passez en revue l'actualité de tous les sports. Les documentaires de choc. Des débats explosifs avec des invités de marque sur Audace. Sport Magazine, tous les dimanches de 15h à 18h sur 106.8 FM. Audace Sport Magazine, le baromètre de l'actualité sportive, tous les dimanches de 15h à 18h.
Hello there, sport lovers, and welcome to joining us on today's edition of a program, Audace Sport Magazine. On this fateful day, March the 10th, 2024, which of course it is the birthday of the president of the Cameroon Football Federation, Fecafoot, Samuel Eto'o. Happy birthday, Mr. President. We remind you all that Audace Sport Magazine is a sport encyclopedia, which of course take a retrospective look on some of those big stories that animated the world of sport in Cameroon and Africa at large. And of course, we shall be making projection onto how the week shall look like. We shall be talking about the playoff, the draws, which of course took place yesterday in Chiga. That's the Fecafoot headquarters in Yaoundé. We shall also be making a stop at the Bepanda Reunification Stadium, where we shall be joining our reporter, Grazia Ongeni, as far as the game pitting Authentic Ladies of Douala against our football club of Bolova. And of course, at the audio console this afternoon, he is Frank Muna. I am Henry Wana, the anchor in Douala. We shall be talking about the second consecutive defeat of Francis Ngannou when it comes to English boxing. Aside Francis Ngannou, it was a very bitter pill, a very dull week for Team Cameroon in boxing. We equally had Seding Dube, who of course was defeated. We had Francis Ngannou, which of course was a lone hope. But then he was defeated. Now, we are going to our machines to watch, to get to listen to the Minister of Sport and Physical Education, Professor Nassim Olekomi. That was a speech to our athletes, 65 of them, who are already in Ghana, hunting for gold medal, hunting for silver medal, as well as silver medal as far as the 2024 Olympic Games is concerned, 2024 Africa Games is concerned out there in Kumasi in Ghana. Take a listen to the Minister, and I shall be back with a good news.
Monsieur le gouverneur de la région du Centre, ici représenté, Monsieur le ministre Ibrahim Talba, voilà, représentant du président du Comité national olympique et sportif du Cameroun, Monsieur le ministre Grégoire Ouna, vice-président du Comité national olympique et sportif du Cameroun, Monsieur le représentant du ministre des Relations extérieures, Monsieur l'inspecteur général des services du ministère des Sports et de l'Éducation physique, Monsieur le représentant du préfet du département du Foundi, Monsieur le représentant du président du conseil régional du centre, Monsieur le sous-préfet de l'arrondissement de Yaoundé 1er, Messieurs et Mesdames les représentants des fédérations sportives civiles nationales, responsables du mouvement sportif national, chers athlètes, je vous salue. It is a great honor and a sincere pleasure for me to stand before you today at the headquarters of the National Cameroon Olympic and Sports Committee as personal representative of the head of state, His Excellency Paul Biya, to preside over the ceremony to hand the flag to Team Cameroon for the Accra 2023 All-Africa Games. Before I proceed, permit me to express my different and sincere gratitude to the President of the Republic for the privilege and honor he has conferred upon my humble person by choosing me as his personal representative at this important ceremony. I would also like to express my appreciation and say thank you for coming to all the personalities who kindly accepted to grace this ceremony with their presence. Finally, my congratulations goes to all competent technical structures for the appropriate measures taken to ensure the smooth organisation of this ceremony. Mesdames et messieurs, la Team Cameroun participera aux Jeux africains Accra 2023 dans 8 disciplines sportives, comme cela a été indiqué tout à l'heure. Savoir l'athlétisme, la boxe, l'haltérophilie, le handball, le judo, le karaté, les luttes et le volleyball messieurs. Je saisis l'heureuse opportunité qui m'est ainsi offerte pour adresser aux ambassadeurs sportifs de circonstance de notre cher et beau pays les encouragements du président de la République, son Excellence Paul Biya, ceux du gouvernement, sous la coordination du Premier ministre Chief Dr Joseph Bouté, auquel je joins le soutien des personnels du ministère des Sports et de l'Éducation physique et de tous les membres du mouvement sportif national. Chers sportifs et encadreurs, la cérémonie de ce jour a pour objet de vous transmettre les encouragements des services publics pour vos efforts constants qui permettent au Cameroun d'engranger des lauriers sur la scène sportive internationale. Elle vise aussi et surtout à attirer votre attention sur votre responsabilité au cours de ce complexe et délicat événement que constituent les Jeux africains. En effet, la 13e édition des Jeux africains intervient 5 années après la tenue de celle de Rabat au Maroc en 2019. Les athlètes camerounais, au cours du rendez-vous précédent, ont porté haut l'étendard de notre pays en remportant 28 médailles, dont 5 en or, 14 en argent et 9 en bronze. Ce qui a permis au Cameroun de se classer alors au 11e rang sur près de 54 pays participants. Le rendez-vous d'Accra doit constituer un autre moment privilégié d'affirmation et de démonstration de la vitalité de notre jeunesse à travers ces victoires sportives. Je voudrais rappeler que l'importance de cette compétition multisport est liée à la prodigieuse saison sportive 2023, au cours de laquelle le Cameroun a glané, sur le plan international, 554 médailles, toutes catégories confondues, dont 40 remportées à l'occasion de la 9e édition des Jeux de la francophonie à Kinshasa, avec une 3e place historique au classement théâtre. Pour assurer une participation honorable de notre pays à ce grand rendez-vous sportif qu'est Accra 2023, il est indispensable que se réalise une union sacrée de tous les acteurs impliqués dans l'organisation et la participation du Cameroun à cette compétition. Chers athlètes, est-il encore besoin de le rappeler? Le gouvernement de la République a toujours accordé une grande importance à votre participation aux compétitions internationales. Malgré les contraintes de tous ordres, les pouvoirs publics déploient d'énormes sacrifices sur les plans logistiques, financiers et techniques en vue d'assurer un meilleur encadrement des athlètes. Comme l'a si bien rappelé le président de la République, son Excellence Paul Biya, dans son message à la jeunesse du 10 février 2024, le Cameroun, en retour, est en droit d'attendre de ses représentants sur les différentes scènes sportives internationales des lauriers à la dimension des sacrifices ainsi consentis. Il vous incombe dès lors, chers athlètes, de vous atteler ardemment à rendre à votre patrie l'honneur qui lui est dû et la plus grande fierté qu'elle mérite. Sachez vous battre avec abnégation, témérité, courage, dans la dignité, la sportivité, mais aussi le fair play. Ayez en vous cette arme de verre, ce fighting spirit légendaire qui fait la singularité des lions indomptables que vous êtes aussi. C'est donc en compétiteur valeureux, loyal, intrépide, patriote et surtout discipliné que le Cameroun vous mandate comme ses dignes ambassadeurs sportifs aux 13e Jeux africains à Accra 2023. Sachez relever le défi qui vous interpelle pour écrire à nouveau une nouvelle et belle page de l'histoire du sport camerounais. Mettez toutes vos ressources et potentialités à contribution afin d'atteindre les premières marches du podium, remporter les médailles et venir les offrir au grand public sportif camerounais et à son illustre chef, le président Paul Biya, premier sportif du pays. Je voudrais, pour terminer, féliciter particulièrement messieurs Emmanuel et Séné Aloguédé, porte-étendard de notre pays et par incidence, capitaine de la team Cameroun à ces Jeux, pour ses performances exceptionnelles depuis quelques mois. Performances déjà édifiées lors des Jeux africains, des Jeux de la francophonie à Kinshasa, et aussi lors des championnats du monde en salle à Glasgow, en Écosse, où il s'est classé deuxième aux 60 mètres après la première place occupée à Kinshasa. Mes félicitations vont également à l'endroit de Madame Baba Matsia, vice-capitaine de la team Cameroun, double médaillée d'or en judo aux Jeux de la francophonie. Vous devez non seulement confirmer ces brillantes performances à Accra, être des modèles et des exemples de victoire et de combativité pour vos coéquipiers et donc inspirer les uns et les autres pour la plus grande gloire du sport camerounais. C'est sur cette note d'espoir et d'espérance que je conclue mon propos en vous réitérant mes vœux de succès lors des Jeux africains Accra 2023. Que vive le mouvement sportif national, vive la solidarité africaine à travers le sport, vive le Cameroun et son illustre chef, le président de la République, son Excellence Bolivia. Merci pour vos bien de l'intervention.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, like you heard from the Minister of Sport and Physical Education, Professor Narcisse Molekombi, Team Cameroon already in Kumasi, Ghana, have already begun harvesting medals. We already have Darcy Chwela, Yuan Junior, who has already grabbed medal for Team Cameroon at the 13th Africa Games. He got bronze medal at the 67-kilogram karate. So karateka already leading the chart for Team Cameroon. We expect more and more medals to come up as the days are unfolding. Now, we are leaving karateka, we are leaving the Olympic team to go over to this other blow to Team Cameroon in athletics, that is boxing. We had Francis Ngannou, who, of course, was being defeated and humiliated yesterday. That was last night by another athlete. Now, let's take a listen to how the game unfolded. Those who were not privileged to follow the game closely, we got you covered as far as this edition of the program is concerned. Take a listen to it.
72.6 pounds. A few months ago, in his boxing debut, he shocked the world. Now he plans to shock the universe. From Cameroon, rated by many as the most dangerous puncher in the heavyweight division, the former UFC MMA heavyweight world champion, the Predator, Francis. Across the ring, hiding out of the red corner, wearing white, official weight 252.2 pounds. Since capturing Olympic gold, he now has an outstanding professional record consisting of 30 fights, 27 victories, 24 of those 27 victories by knockout, with only 3 defeats. From Watford, London, England, the former two-time heavyweight champion of the world, AJ Anthony Joshua.
Gentlemen, you received instructions in the dressing room. I expect a good, clean fight. Protect yourselves at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Touch them up.
Well, the fights don't get much bigger. The athletes don't get much bigger, nor do their resumes. Anthony Joshua, two-time world heavyweight boxing champion. Francis Ngannou, UFC heavyweight champion, and the man who dropped Tyson Fury in his boxing debut, scheduled for 10. Here we go.
Starts with a nice long left hook, Ngannou. With a lazy jab to the body from AJ.
Gonna make sure he gets that distance right, Anthony Joshua. Gonna slide him with that front foot when he throws the jab.
We've seen this in the Fury fight. We've seen it already here. Ngannou likes to parry the jab with the right hand. That does leave him vulnerable to a feint, followed by a left hook.
Already looks a little more comfortable than he did against Tyson Fury.
Yeah. And see how he springs into attacks as well. Really fast, actually, Ngannou.
Yeah, well balanced.
Good shot.
So a pawing jab, left hook there from Ngannou, blocked by AJ.
Good right hand to the body as well from Ngannou. Straight right.
Jab from AJ.
That was a good jab from AJ there, because he's just taking his head to the right there, so the jab's going right over his head, and he's still able to score to the body with that jab.
Honestly, he really does shape up well as a boxer, Ngannou. Well balanced, good high guard.
And you feel like this fight could be over in a second.
One little clip on the chin.
Yep.
More feints from AJ. He should try and draw out that lead from Ngannou. Just taking that right hand on the left glove.
Remember, Fury came right after Ngannou in round one. AJ being more patient.
Switching to southpaw now, Ngannou.
How's that for confidence? A minute to go in the first round and he switches.
Focus. Oh! AJ touched it. He went down. Let's see if AJ jumps right on him.
He got too confident and paid the price.
What a stunner.
Got a right hand go low, Anthony Joshua.
This is what was supposed to happen when Fury faced Ngannou.
Whoa, he got clipped himself there,
Yeah,
Joshua.
he did. With a left hook on the top, and it's a nice right to the body.
It's nearly Andy Ruiz all over again.
How aggressive will AJ be? He knows if he can hit him with a good shot, Ngannou will go down. Ngannou showed an iron chin in the UFC.
Patience after from AJ. Very important. We've seen him not rush in. No need. Big round for Anthony Joshua.
David Hay was talking beforehand when he watched him on the pads about the importance of driving through, not just touching, but driving through with the shot.
Yeah, but it always stems with, that was a problem before, wasn't it? But now he's believing in himself. But I thought Ngannou was having a good round up until that point.
He
Actually.
was. That's it nicely.
That's a proper textbook right hand, that is. That you step in, turn from the core, right through the target. That's a lovely shot.
Look where the front foot is as well. So good. He's
behind the front foot of Ngannou.
Exactly that. What a shot.
Draw that left hook out of him. Draw that left hook out of him with a little cell downstairs. Then jab
You
up
wonder
top.
if that little left hook, though, that got AJ there towards the end of the round may have affected him. He certainly doesn't look like the most confident fighter in the corner right now. But maybe that's just the way he looks nowadays. So focused was Anthony Joshua in the back and his ring walk, and he's got a knockdown here in round one. Already doing something Fury couldn't do. Put Ngannou down.
He's just got to keep that right hand high, AJ. You can see every time AJ throws a jab, Ngannou looks to throw the left hook. That right hand needs to stay tucked tight.
It's all about discipline now for Anthony Joshua. You've got to keep his shape really well. Don't get overexcited about your success. You've got to be assertive, like he's now trying to take that center of the ring. Don't rush anything.
Ngannou seems to be biting on every feint.
Yeah. And that left hook is there for AJ.
Ngannou just got to try and edge a little bit forward more if I was Ngannou. Even if you're not landing with a jab, let it go out there a little bit faster than that. There you go, that's a nice long jab. So once you touch with it, let that right hand go on the top of the head.
Very switchy now, Ngannou.
We talked about how comfortable Ngannou looked in that first round compared to against Fury. Maybe he was too comfortable, Mike.
Yeah, and we saw that the shot came just after his switch to the southpaw. And again, the front hand from Joshua lands not quite as cleanly this time.
Remember, Turki Al-Sheikh basically told Anthony Joshua to end Ngannou. Don't let him come into boxing and beat our top guys. Show him what's up.
Credit to Ngannou, though. He's still trying to hold the center of the ring.
Joshua's well aware of the power of Ngannou. He's felt it now. He's well aware of it. And I said, the discipline. Don't drop your hands when you don't drop the right hand when you're throwing that jab.
For the openings that Fury did.
Gotta let that right hand go again. He did that double jab there and he backed him up where he wanted him, Joshua, but he got to commit himself to that right hand. That left hook is so long, isn't it, from Ngannou? Heavy.
Why that right hand needs a leg.
Gentlemen, he's not even moving. What a performance from AJ.
Mike, that right hand had shades of Donald Curry versus Milton McCrory when he just walked over and he went crack with the right hand.
That was truly stunning power from Anthony Joshua.
Absolutely steamrolled.
And no celebration. It's almost as if he came here to do a job. He clocked in and he clocked out. Wow.
Look at the damage this has done.
Let me ask you this. I know it's an MMA guy, but are we looking at the best heavyweight in the planet and Anthony Joshua right now, despite him not having the titles?
But look, yeah, he's been beaten twice by Usyk. Usyk's fighting Fury, but if you're looking at the difference between the performances from Fury and AJ, that was spiteful. That was hurtful.
And thankfully, Ngannou now sitting up. They're giving him oxygen. And credit to Ngannou getting up twice, but that third knockout was really, really ferocious.
Those two last knockdowns were as clinical as you could like. They really were.
My word. What a difference one fight makes. If Tyson Fury had done this to Ngannou, we'd have said, well, that's what you get. But after the performance against Fury, the fact that AJ did this to him, it made it look so easy, Mike. It really speaks volumes.
I think Barry was one of those people that after October the 28th said it was a bad night for boxing. And a lot of people agreed with him. Tonight has redressed the balance.
Wow. The fight Britain and much of the world has wanted for so many years, Fury versus AJ, could still happen, but obviously Fury's got to get through Usyk, but man, I think Tyson Fury is impressed, and it's hard to impress him unless he's doing it himself.
The difference for this fight, between this fight and the Fury fight, is you can see Joshua clearly had respect for Ngannou's power, and he boxed that way until he landed with the right hand. That's a lovely shot. Oh, that's a great shot. Nobody stands up to that. I mean, you've hit that 3/4. You've still got another quarter of the punch to deliver right through the head.
This second right hand that we're about to see is the biggest right hand I've ever seen live in a boxing bout. I mean, that's the first one. That completely took the legs away from Ngannou.
Look at that for a shot.
Wow. Right on the side of the temple. I mean, they're show closing shots as they are, but this right hand is the biggest shot I have seen live. What a right hand that was. Incredible. And you can see the leg completely buckled.
He knew he was throwing that. The first step he took, he knew exactly what he was going to do, Anthony Joshua there. He wasn't having a look. He knew what he was going to do. He just walked up and went crack. And that's why I said it reminded me of Donald Curry knocking on William McCrory to unify the welterweight title back in the 80s. Walked over, cracked. That's as clinical a punch you will ever see in your life.
Is AJ now better than ever, Darren?
I would say so. Confidence will be through the roof. The way he's delivering shots now would 100% say that he is. And look, Tyson Fury applauding that. He liked that. He'll be upset that he didn't do that, but it's good to see this man back on his feet and recovered.
Yeah, great to...
Avec MTN Elite, redonnons au football camerounais toute sa grandeur. MTN pour la passion du foot. Alors, on fait quoi aujourd'hui?
Very important there. We hope that many of you who were unable to have had the opportunity to follow the game of Francis Ngannou have the opportunity now to live that moment to see how our own Francis Ngannou was being defeated during that fight out there in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. But of course, at the end of the day, Francis Ngannou has been skeptical if at all he should continue boxing or not. But mind you, I've got to cover it. I shall be telling you who Francis Ngannou's next opponent is. He's a Brazilian born. I shall be telling you how that fight is going to look like. The date is yet to be announced. Just a moment. Let's get to listen to Francis Ngannou after the fight last night in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
I think I can still do both. You know, I'm going to take some time to rest because I knew what I was doing. I knew what I was doing was dangerous to come, you know, and then that's what happened. He was quite special because he stopped me. He did what Tyson Fury couldn't done, you know. And, you know, he wasn't my day. I think he get the right timing. That it was about the timing, mostly. I don't know how give it to AJ for right now.
Doesn't take away anything of his capabilities because in boxing is one or the other, right? He can come again. Do you think Francis can come again? That's what I'm talking about, yeah.
I think the fight card is stacked. There's one particular fight that I'm very interested in is Yoel Romero against Thiago Santos. I think that fight is quite interesting, both very explosive. And then obviously there is a main event, which is Ryan Bader against Renan Federer. My potential opponent, because I think the winner of this is the guy that I'm gonna fight in my MMA return.
The biggest blessings for the former UFC heavyweight champion in boxing happened to also be his greatest curses. He got a rare opportunity of facing two of the best heavyweight boxers in his first two matches. This opportunity might have seemed attractive and fortunate when they came. But while there were huge financial benefits of the fights with the two Brits, the fights were eventually the reason Francis is quitting boxing so early. With his power punches and techniques, Francis was never likely to struggle against any of the lesser heavyweight boxers in the game. His decision to take on Fury and Joshua is why he ends his dance in the ring even before it starts. The man who ended 7 of his 14 UFC fights by knockout before the 2-minute mark in the first round has been active for 11 years in MMA, fighting a total of 20 matches and winning 17. He started his MMA career in November 2013 and fought mostly in the French promotion 100% Fight, as well as other regional promotions in Europe. While he was there, he had a record of 5, one before signing with the UFC, and made his debut against Luis Henrique, a fellow newcomer in December 2015, and won the fight via knockout in the second round. Perhaps had he fought with a boxing newcomer or a relatively less experienced fighter, he may have had the chance to repeat his UFC fights in boxing and peak the very climaxes of boxing. However, his decision to ignore the newcomers and go after the greats is why he's having an untimely exit from boxing. In his next match, 4 months later, Francis faced newcomer Curtis Blades at UFC Fight Night. He won the fight via TKO due to doctor stoppage at the end of the second round. Francis seems to have a thing for second rounds. Little wonder why he had his first boxing knockout in the second round. In his next bout, Francis faced another newcomer in Bojan Mihajlovic in July 2016 and won the fight via TKO, but in the first round this time. His first win by submission came against Anthony Hamilton on December 2016. With this win, he earned his first UFC performance of the night bonuses. He then faced Andrei Arlovsky on the 28th of January 2017. He won the fight via TKO in the first round and also won a second performance of the night bonus. In 2017, he set the world record for the hardest punch ever recorded on the Power Cube. At 129,161 Franklin, a unit used by the Power Cube that combines power and energy, Francis faced veteran Alistair Overeem on the 2nd of December 2017 in a match that was the highest profile match of his career. He won the fight via knockout in the first round. This knockout has been labeled as one of the greatest and most brutal knockouts of all time. Following the bout, Francis signed a new 8-fight contract with the UFC. He got his first and second UFC loss via unanimous decisions when he faced Stipe Miocic for the UFC Heavyweight Championship on January 20th, 2018. His second loss came against Derek Lewis in July 2018, a fight that was heavily criticized by the media and the fans for the lack of offense from both competitors and was labeled as a snooze fest. A rematch of the bout between Miocic and Francis for the UFC Heavyweight Championship took place on the 27th of March, 2021. Francis won by knockout in the second round, earning him the Performance of the Night award. He then defended his title against Cyril Gane, the interim UFC heavyweight champion in January 2022. He injured knee ligaments 3.5 weeks before the fight, but Francis won the fight by unanimous decision, the first decision win of his career. Going through the summary of some of his MMA matches, Francis's skill and greatness can't be denied. His growth in the UFC was organic, and perhaps if he had maintained a similar approach in boxing, he might be on his way to the top. But he started from the top, and as a result, he could only be heading for the bottom. Regardless of the outcome, Francis must be very proud of himself. Despite his humble beginnings in Cameroon, the trauma of experiencing a childhood divorce, his homeless stints in Spain and France, and his virtuous life in both countries, Francis has risen far beyond his limits. He started training for boxing at 22 in Cameroon and went on with it till he got to France and was convinced by Fernand Lopez to try MMA. Francis will return to UFC on an unfixed date in a match against Renan Ferreira, hoping to extend his wins to 18 wins out of 21 matches. He fights against Ferreira for the PFL Heavyweight Championship. Francis's opponent, Renan Ferreira, has a total of 18 fights and 13 victories. His fans can only anticipate the fixed date for the matchup between both fighters. The world of heavyweight boxing, having lost Francis after a 5-month stint, will brace UO for the match between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk. And most importantly, the Battle of Britain might be the eventual gift that'll be presented to the boxing fans should Tyson Fury defeat Usyk. With or without Francis, actions, moments, and dramas in boxing never cease until next time. Peace out.
Very important there, and of course, Ngannou's next MMA opponent is Brazil's Renan Ferreira. The former UFC heavyweight champion hasn't fought in his first spot since defeating Cyril Gane over 5 rounds at UFC 217 in January 2022. Since then, he has left Dana White's promotion, signed a lucrative MMA deal with PFL, made his boxing debut against Fury, losing controversially to the Brighton in October, and lost to Anthony Joshua by a knockout after just 2 rounds on Friday. After talks of clash between Deontay Wilder and the Predator died down, the next opponent of Cameroonian was decided in a champion versus champion match between Ferreira, the PFL heavyweight champion, and King Ryan Bader, Bellator heavyweight champion, in which the PFL heavyweight champion emerged winner. Hence will be the next opponent on Francis Ngannou. However, the date for the fight is yet to be announced. And so that does it for the chapter of Francis Ngannou and the boxing. We are now moving over to our next episode of the program. Permit me to remind you all that we are talking about, you are live on your program, Audace Magazine. And of course, we are taking a retrospective look on some of those big stories of sport, be it karate, be it nambudo, be it football, that caught attention within the week. That's what we are bringing up to you. And of course, in the course of today's edition of the program, we shall be hooking up with our reporter, Grazia Ongene, who is at the Bepanda Reunification Stadium to tell us just how the game between Authentic Ladies of Douala and FC Bolova is unfolding. Now, before that comes to play, we are going to be having the draw. We had the draws of the 2024 playoffs and playoff of the MTN Elite 1 and 2 championships that will begin on the 16th of March 2024 in Douala, Bafang, as well as in Yaoundé. Now, let's get to understand just how that draws unfolded in Yaoundé yesterday. I shall be back to give you the table and the standings so far.
On va commencer par donner la liste des équipes éligibles pour les play-off. Pour les play-off. Play-off up. Moi, j'ai souhaité off, en fait. Pour les play-off up. Alors, on a dans un premier temps, nous aurons Aigle Royal du Mungo, Bafman United of Bamenda. Aigle Royal du Mungo, Bafman United of Bamenda.
Je pense que c'est bien que les présenter comme ça. Aigle du Mungo.
Bafman United Bamenda.
Bafman.
Nous avons Njiko FC de Banjul. Dragon Club de Yaoundé. Edin Sport de la Lequier. Panthère Sportive du Manto. Racing FC de Bafoussam. Tonnerre. Et Tonnerre Kalara Club de Yaoundé. Alors, ce Kumi, on a bien 8 clubs.
Tonnerre, Grassin, Panthère, et le marqueur Eding, Dragon, Jiko, Bafman, Aigle Royal du Mungo.
Ok. Est-ce qu'on peut... Est-ce qu'on peut mettre dans les bouts?
C'est seulement ces équipes qu'on va mettre dans les bouts.
Et peut-être que je n'ai pas eu une lettre, mais nous allons prendre dans le public n'importe qui.
Alors, Aigle Royal.
Parfait.
Dico. Dragon. Dragon de Yaoundé.
Dragon de Yaoundé.
Et
le sport de la cité.
Panthère, sportif du Manteau.
Panthère.
Racing. Non, mais... Vous présentez quel club?
Secrétaire général du TKC.
Ok. Donc, vous avez la roue de responsabilité. Non, non, monsieur Kimi, laissez-le.
Alors, le secrétaire général du DKC va donc procéder au mélange des boules. Je précise que ce tirage au sort se déroule sous le contrôle d'un huissier, qui est là, et donc on peut officiellement procéder au mélange des boules, monsieur le secrétaire général du DKC.
Le sport de la Ligue.
Le sport A1.
C'est sport qui a été relégué la saison dernière à la toute dernière journée et qui cette année ambitionne bien de revenir dans le championnat d'élite.
Racing de Bafoussam.
Racing A2. Aigle Royal du Mungo A5. Écrire sur le grand tableau, s'il vous plaît.
Tonnerre Kalara Club de Yaoundé.
Tonnerre Kalara Club A6. 7. Ah oui, 7.
Bafmen United of Bamenda.
Bafmen United of Bamenda A8. On a terminé pour la première partie de ce tirage au sort. On va donc récapituler. Pour les play-off up, on a donc Aigle Royal qui est Tonnerre Kalara Club de Yaoundé à 7. Donc ces matchs vont se dérouler à l'ouest. Donc c'est terminé pour la... On va voir les combinaisons vont s'afficher tout à l'heure. Alors... Pendant qu'ils affiches, nous allons demander à M. Eric de préparer la deuxième partie du tirage au sort. C'est bon? Ok. Ok, nous allons donc commencer à présenter les clubs de la deuxième partie du tirage au sort. Donc, club éligible pour les play-off down. ASFAP de Yaoundé, Foncha Street of Bamenda, Issel of Hope Sports Academy of Limbe, Léopard Sportif de Douala, Rangers FC de Bafout, Renaissance de Ngoumou, Unisport du Honkam et Yaoundé 2. Donc, nous allons procéder à la premier club, ASFAP. Deuxième club, Foncha Street. Troisième club, Issel of Hope. Quatrième club, Léopard Sportif de Douala. Banabanjo. Cinquième, Rangers of Bafout. Sixième club, c'est bon. Renaissance de Ngoumou. Septième club. Et enfin, Yaoundé 2 FC. Est-ce que nous avons encore un représentant de Elitou? Ok. Alors, vous représentez?
Je suis le président de la Panthère de Bama.
Ah, je ne vous ai pas reconnu, président. Zimanto. Donc c'est à vous de tourner votre... Allez, à 5 devant toi. Renaissance FC de Ngoumou. Nous allons dire que dans cette partie du tirage au sort, le premier club tiré recevra l'indice B1. Donc, Renaissance FC de Ngoumou, indice B1. FC Yaoundé 2, indice B2. Attendez. Premier club. Attendez. Maintenant, deuxième. Non, je n'ai pas. Yaoundé 2. Attendez qu'il coule d'abord, parce que comme ça, les gens marchent déjà beaucoup. Attendez un instant, attendez qu'il soit prêt, parce qu'après il va s'embrouiller. Yaoundé 2. En bas, vite. On continue maintenant. Par le B3. Isle of Hope, B3. Isle of Hope, Isosa. B3. Troisième. ASFAP, B4. Le 1. Le 5. B6.
Rangers of Bafut.
Rangers Bafut 5. Vite. Il est à 7 maintenant. Léopard sportif de Douala B7. Putilé pour la Foncha Street B8, East of Hope B3, Léopard sportif de Douala B7, Rangers de Bafut B1, Unisport du Honcam B5, Yaoundé 2 B2. On a déjà au moins une combinaison qui est claire et digne Racing.
Un pensionnaire du championnat MTN et Elite One, et digne, comme je l'ai dit précédemment, qui ambitionne de revenir très vite dans le championnat d'élite. Et puis Racing, le TPO, qui va évoluer en quelque sorte à domicile, donc il y aura certainement le soutien de son ami anglais, et qui aussi est un club qui est candidat à la promotion en MTN Elite One.
Alors nous rappelons que le tournoi Play-Off, les deux tournois pour Elite Tour se joueront dans la zone dans la région de l'Ouest, principalement dans les villes de Bafoussam, Bafang et Mbouda. Donc avec les principaux stades que nous connaissons, Touquet, Bamenzi, et puis les deux stades, le stade de Bafang et la première journée. Les affiches ne seront pas forcément classées comme ça se présente sur le tableau là, parce que là, en fonction de certain nombre de paramètres, le SG va organiser les matchs. On verra avec la programmation qui jouera en premier. Les matchs devront en principe commencer autour de 14h, si je ne me trompe pas, le premier match, parce qu'il y aura 2 matchs par stade par journée. Il y aura un match à 14h et puis un autre à 16h. En attendant, ce que nous, on ne peut pas déjà... Elite One.
Disons, si la distance le permet, en attendant d'avoir les combinaisons complètes de la première journée des playoffs MTN de la saison, il faut le rappeler. Les matchs, vous les avez, mais la programmation qui contient les horaires des rencontres, les stades ainsi que les officiels, eh bien, ce sera à la discrétion du secrétaire général, et évidemment, comme l'a dit Jean-Jacques Mouanjo, en fonction d'un certain nombre de paramètres. Donc, pour la première journée, nous avons déjà une affiche qui s'est dessinée. Edin Sport de la Léquier face à Racing de Bafoussam pour ce qui est du premier match. Le TKC de Yaoundé qui va affronter Bafmen United. Ça aussi c'est un choc. Et Aigle Royal du Mungo qui sera aux prises à la Panthère sportive Zumento SA. Il y a une dernière affiche de les clubs qui vont accéder en MTN Elite One la saison prochaine. Et pendant ce temps, nous préparons le tirage lui aussi très attendu de MTN Elite One. D'abord parce qu'on connaîtra après ce tirage comment vont se dessiner les affiches de la première journée pour le titre, mais aussi le très disputé championnat des playoffs down, lui qui va consacrer les clubs maintenus en MTN Elite 1, si vous voulez, ceux qui seront relégués en MTN Elite 2. La particularité cette année, contrairement aux années précédentes où on avait 3 clubs, 5 vont descendre en division inférieure, donc ce sera un championnat très disputé. 5 équipes sur 11 au départ. Je peux vous dire que le public de Yaoundé sera gâté avec les affiches que l'on va voir dans un instant. Donc on va attendre sereinement la fin des combinaisons. Et donc on a le dernier match de la première journée qui va donc opposer Dragon de Yaoundé à Djiko FC de Banjul. Indiquer aussi à l'attention des représentants des clubs en salle que cette année, la Fédération camerounaise de football, comme ça a été le cas avec des matchs internationaux, notamment les Lions et Domta, va expérimenter les billets digitaux. Donc une application a été mise assez rapidement. Je peux vous dire qu'ils sont demandés et en nombre limité. Procurez votre billet à travers ce lien-là et il sera scanné à l'entrée des différents stades et vous pourrez assister au spectacle qui sera produit aussi bien à Yaoundé, Douala et
on a pas oublié les physiques.
Oui, j'allais oublier. Il n'y a pas que les billets digitaux, mais si Gigi, il y a également les billets physiques. Points de vente vous seront également communiqués en temps opportun, mais il est super important pour ceux qui ne veulent pas manquer ces rendez-vous de se procurer les billets. L'information vous sera communiquée en temps réel. Alors vous avez notre partenaire MTN avec son application Momo. Vous aurez tous les détails pour avoir le billet sans avoir besoin de faire le rang à l'entrée du stade ou dans une agence qui sera dédiée à la commercialisation de ces tickets-là. Face à Eding Sport de la Ligue Aigle Royal du Moulé Racin qui va affronter Djiko de Banjul. La 3e journée, Eding Sport, Djiko, Dragon face à Racin, test sportif du Monto SA contre le TKS de Yaoundé et Bafmen qui va joindre Aigle Royal du Mungo. La 4e journée.
Bon, nous sommes dans la même lancée, c'est-à-dire la montée en première division, et qu'on l'a si bien indiqué, gagner le titre même de champion de MTN Elite tout. Donc voilà ce que nous sommes en train de viser. Nous avons également, dans cette perspective, la reine-mère, Madame Cortès, qui est la présidente d'honneur,
Madame le ministre.
Madame le ministre, oui, qui a décidé, n'est-ce pas, que ces bébés devaient s'entraîner, n'est-ce pas, sur le stade de Tajidor. Voyez-vous, c'est sur ce stade que s'entraînait l'équipe du Sénégal.
Formation du Sénégal, champion d'Afrique en titre, champion d'Afrique au Cameroun. Il y a des années.
Très bien, alors c'est sur ce stade que s'entraînait, comme je disais, l'équipe du Sénégal, lors des Coupes d'Afrique nationale que le chef de l'État bien voulu offrir à son peuple. Donc, vous voyez dans la suite, on comprenait que les joueurs sont dans de bonnes conditions, nous sommes préparés, depuis, nous sommes en pleine préparation. Nous avons livré quelques matchs amicaux, ça nous a permis, n'est-ce pas, de faire quelques petits réglages. Et rassurez-vous, au regard de l'occupement que nous avons effectué, je suis sûr, je peux donc promettre à mes supporters, aux supporters de la Panthère sportive du DSA, que leur équipe
à 99% de jouer l'année prochaine en Elite 1. Et leur équipe également a 99% de chances d'être première équipe. Parce qu'en fait, c'est la finale de la phase des policiers. Donc nous allons jouer calmement notre chance. Et puis nous allons également ajouter un bémol. Nous sommes pas allés loin, même dans la coupe du Cameroun. La coupe du Cameroun à venir. Ce que la FECAFO promet, elle le fait. Donc nous avons eu nos subventions, nous avons payé tous nos joueurs, nous avons payé les encadreurs, les joueurs s'entraînent dans de bonnes conditions, les pneumatiques sont payés, les joueurs sont logés. Donc du côté de la Panthère, en tout cas, il n'y a aucun souci par rapport à ce problème-là. Donc les gars sont au beau fixe, ils sont prêts, ils sont fin prêts, ils attendent de manière très rassurée le début de cette compétition qui va démarrer, comme on vient de le constater. Donc sur ce plan-là, nous avons équipe de ce jeu à domicile. Donc c'est l'occasion pour moi. Donc je produis l'occasion pour lancer un appel à tous les sportifs de cette équipe mythique du D de se mobiliser, de venir soutenir massivement la Panthère afin de donner à cette équipe, n'est-ce pas, cette chance, la force de tenir, de jouer, de monter en première division. Ça fait 6 ans que Panthère se portait et ça n'a plus pris part.
Musango
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're still live on your program, Audace Sport Magazine. And of course, that beautiful piece there, done for us this afternoon by Sam Bender, entitled Olivia, was just to enable us all quench our test as after listening to the draw ceremonies of the playoff 2024 in the MTN Elite 1 and 2 championships in Cameroon. Now, let's look at the standings so far. As far as the pairings are concerned, we look at the playoff of the Elite 2 Championship, beginning with the Elite 2 Championship. We're having a Dingsport to face Rassam Bafoussam. Tonek Canada Club of Yaoundé is going to toss the coin with Bafmeng United of Bamenda. Aigle Royal of the Mongo is going to toss the coin with Pito Panthers Sportif of Dendem. Dragon of Yaoundé is going to face Jiko FC of Banjum. And they look at the other group now. Renaissance of Goume is going to host Yaoundé FC 2. That's play down. Those who are going to be relegated in the play down. Foncha Street of Bamenda is going to toss the coin with Leopard Sportif of Douala. UN Sport of Bafam is going to play against Rangers of Bafut. Aisosa of Hope of Limbe is going to face RS FAP of Yaoundé. Now, let's look at the play down as the League 1 Championship. Play down, the pairings, Aigle Royal de Mongo, Aigle Royal de Mendoa is going to host Astro of Douala. Avion Academy is going to face Union Sportif of Douala. Bambutis of Buddha is going to face Fef Azul. Pete Tonto de Bamenda, PW de Bamenda is going to face UMS of Lum. And of course, RS Fortuna is going to toss the coin with Fuvro Bahan. Let's go over to the next group. That's a play-up to determine the champion in the Elite 1 Championship. We are going to be having Canon of Yaoundé to take on Column of the Jai Lobom. Young Sport Academy is going to toss a coin with Gazelle of Garwa. Dinamoro Douala is going to host Victoria United. And of course, the last game is going to pit Start Run of Melong is going to take on Kotosoro Garwa. That's how the pairings are unfolded out there in Yaoundé. But of course, I'm going to pick a club like Victoria United to get to understand who their opponents are, how many matches they're going to play. They're going to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches during this playoff. The playoff is going to start on the 16th of March 2024 in Douala. And of course, we are going to be having Dinamo of Douala on March day 1. Dinamo to play against Victoria United. Day 2, we are going to be having Victoria United against Gazelle of Garwa. Day 3, Victoria United against Young Sport Academy. Day 4, Victoria United against Column of the Jai Lobom. Day 5, Canon of Yaoundé against Victoria United. Day 6, Victoria United against Kotosoro Garwa. And day 7, Victoria United against Start Run of Melong. These matches are going to be played at Unification Stadium in Bepanda. And of course, as well as the Bapelepe Stadium here in Douala. So we are wishing all the teams that are qualified for the playoffs and play down the best of luck as a hunt for a perfect stand. Now, let's talk about the Southwest Championship, which of course started yesterday. We had a beautiful start of the games. We had 2 games today. Newly promoted Southwest Regional League side was Pito FC held Kamenyi Football Club initiative to a 2-2 draw game at the Moliko Municipal Stadium on Saturday. Goalkeeper Obi Ashu received a straight red card after he handled the ball out of his area to stop a scoring chance from Kamenyi FR, which led to a free kick just out of the 80-meter box. Jame Ebai stepped up and scored a magnificent goal to put Kamenyi FC in front. The new boys did not throw in the throw despite being a one-man down, as Makia Jonathan scored the equalizer for Waspito FC, benefiting from a double from a Desmond assist to level scores 1-1. Tambe Patrick will then score the second goal for Kamenyi FR as they took the lead for the second time in the game. Ari Ferdinand of Kamenyi Football Club was shown his marching orders after he received a second yellow card in the game, as both teams were reduced to 10 men. Waspito FC gained momentum as Gifo Allen scored the equalizer for the newly promoted side to seal their first ever point in the Southwest Regional League. We are going to the Moliko Municipal Stadium to leave a few moments of that game. Remember that at exactly 5:30, I shall be joined in the studio by Monsieur Alfred Tam, who is going to be discussing at length about Cameroon's domestic league.
Speak out and attacker for Bako United. They are still in control. They don't want to play beautifully because the only statistic that matters at the end of the day is what the scoreboard reads. This now, NX4 keeping control of the ball. They are playing in dangerous waters. That's a Epoga, he's done so well to retain possession for his side. Ball still in play. And next ball, they switched it to the left-hand side. Appel on the left. Big chance for the goal scorer who is trying to make a menace of himself and cause trouble for the back line in the process. He's given away a foul. It's going to be a free kick for Fako United. And that move draws applause from the fans who are extremely excited to be here this afternoon. Long ball forward, aimed at Bright, who is the best header, but then the second ball falls at the feet of the defender who finds the goalkeeper, recuperates the ball. But then that long ball is to no one in particular. Mwabe will take his time. It's gone out for throwing. Taken shortly, taken already. Fako United, Ngomaibo, were unable to qualify to the playoffs last season. At one point in time, they thought that they had made it, but unfortunately, because of some issues, they bended the rules a little. And so they failed to qualify for the regional playoffs. Surely, they will ameliorate every single thing that needs to be ameliorated. This is the wrong cross that comes in. Long ball forward, one in the air by the defender. This is Bertrand, who in fact has a degree in accounting from the University of Goya. Very intelligent footballer. And let's go now, in control of the game. They have a beautiful pattern of play. 1-2 football, then the long cross. Excellent tackle once again by Epoga, who has been excellent in these first few minutes in a defensive point of view. Fako United have much to do with that shot. Is not going to trouble the goalkeeper. It's a poor attempt in the end. They had masterminded the way through the Fako United backline. Unfortunately, things didn't end well. This is Fako United. They are a little bit calm in their approach. Good football. They're trying to keep possession, trying to break down their opponents, lure them forward. Intercepted, and it's going to be a throw-in. Wahaibo, excellent football, excellent response from the fans. And of course, not just fans are here today, footballers from different clubs are present. From different clubs like you listed. Senior Football Academy, Prison Social Club, they're here to have a look at their opponents.
And I must say, young Calgary, fans keep dropping in to watch beautiful football here at the Molikodi Sports Stadium. It's one goal on either side. One for the next sport, Greenman puts on the yellow shirt. Over green shot and yellow football stockings against Fako United. Putting on blue shirts over black shirts and black football stockings here this afternoon. Train already taking around the center circle. Fako United, full defense man in control. Around the median, he leaves it on his teammate. A long one and ball out to space. The Jockey Boys. That's how they're called, Fako United and Jockey Boys.
That's Mukete. He's an excellent player with the ball at his feet. Always likes to dazzle and whistle his way through defenders. The ball has now committed a foul. He has to be careful. That's the second time he's throwing his hands in frustration after the referee's whistle. And with the new rules in football, you cannot protest like that. He has to be very, very cautious. The center referee today, the man in black, I must say, has a lot of patience. That's good football with the outside of the right boot. An excellent pass was played forward but intercepted by the defender. This is real football talent being bred in the southwest region. Twisting and turning the next ball, he's giving space to drive forward. The 1-2 didn't materialize, but then the next ball retained possession. Switch of play now. This can spell trouble. Oh, this is bad. This is really bad. The goalkeeper is on hand. Right back for Fako United has to be very, very thankful. That's the man. I'll tell you why. Tackles have been flying left and right. Challenges. This now is Epoga, who's been notched at the back. He's lost control of the ball. And let's go, they're dancing forward, they're going forward, and now the Poget has committed another necessary foul. It's a tactical foul.
It needs to be very careful.
Very, very careful.
Small kick. Advantage the visitors all the way from the town of Friendship, the Opec City, Libe. And let's move Libe, small kick to be executed any moment from now. It's 1 goal apiece here this afternoon. Here at the Monaco Municipal Stadium where we have dignitaries.
The last free kick was very troublesome for Mako United. You think that can play on the psychology of the players?
Maybe this time around, along one there, goalkeeper stops that one beautifully. Goalkeeper for Mako United.
Captain in the side this afternoon.
The skipper, he comes in there with the left leg. Ball.
Audace Sport Magazine.
To pull attempts in the end, they had masterminded the way through the Fako United backline. Unfortunately, things didn't end well. This now is Fako United. They are a little bit calm in their approach. Good football. They are trying to keep possession, trying to break down their opponents, lure them forward. Intercepted, and it's going to be a throw-in. One rival. Excellent football, excellent response from the fans. And of course, not just fans are here today, footballers from different clubs are present. From different clubs like you listed. Senior Football Academy, Prison Social Club, they're here to have a look at their opponents.
And I must say, young Calgary, fans keep dropping in to watch beautiful football here at the Monaco Municipal Stadium. It's 1 goal on either side. 1 for the next sport, Libe puts on yellow shirt over green short and yellow football stockings against Fako United, putting on blue shirts over black shirts and black football stockings here this afternoon. Train already taking around the center circle. Fako United, who the best man in control around the median, the midfield, all these teammates. A long one there, ball out to space. The Jockey Boys. That's how they're called, Fako United and Jockey Boys.
That's Bukete. He's an excellent player with the ball at his feet. Always likes to dazzle and whistle his way through defenders. The ball has now committed a foul. He has to be careful. That's the second time he's throwing his hands in frustration after the referee's whistle. And with the new rules in football, you cannot protest like that. He has to be very, very cautious. The center referee today, the man in black, I must say, has a lot of patience. That's good football with the outside of the right boot. An excellent pass was played forward but intercepted by the defender. This is real football talent being bred in the southwest region. Tristan Antonio in the next 4, he's giving space to drive forward. The 1-2 didn't materialize, but then the next 4 retain possession. Switch of play now. This can spell trouble. Oh, this is bad. This is really bad. The goalkeeper is on hand. Right back for Fako United has to be very, very thankful. That's the man.
The likes of the Fufa John, he has played with Union of Douala, Yafoot of Yaoundé, elite football this time around playing with Fako United, the likes of Mondo Bright, who has once been a top scorer in the Southwest Regional League. An opportunity for Sur Elvis. First
shows you the intent, it shows you the desire and hunger from the Fako United players. And it's also a warning to explore that they have to be very, very cautious. Fako United can be very dangerous on the counter-attack. That's where they thrive. When they meet opponents who are as difficult as they are to break, they can sometimes just sit and then hit on the counter. It was evident. The move started off with Poge in midfield, the Poge turned, and then it was moved to the left flank where Bright initiated the through ball that was never meant to be, because the assistant referee had put up his flag for offside. He's now Alex Moore trying to thread the ball through the watertight defense of Fako United. Another chance. Bright unable to keep control. He will have another bite at the cherry. He can pick this up, but no, the defender for Alex Moore says this ball is not going any further than this. Ball back to the goalkeeper. Draws applause from Fako United supporters and faithfuls. Luma, he's been in a lot of trouble since the start of the match, but he's beginning to find his feet. No shot, nothing to trouble the goalkeeper there. And you must feel for the Fako United fans who are beginning to find their voice now in this encounter. It was never going to be an easy ride, but of course the top man in football is always very, very important. Next ball now. Through their captain, one-time player for Nibe Football Club Association. They are in control. They want to play some sneak and beautiful football. Good pass to the wing. Can they deal with it? This is Joe. He's got a lot to do to ensure that this doesn't turn into anything dangerous. His clearance is poor, only as far back as the left back for Alex Moore. Good cross. Big chance for Alex Moore in the penalty area. But then it's been intercepted. Bright decides to invite forward another player for Fako United, Mwame, who launches it forward for Mukete. Alex Moore have to be very, very cautious of Mukete. He's a dazzler with the ball at his feet. This is the beautiful pass from the back of his line. Oh, this is trouble for Fako United. Crossing to the penalty area. Good interception from
La Sport Magazine.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, from Boya, where you got the echoes, how the start of the Southwest Regional League got started. That was on Saturday, yesterday, in Boya, the chief town of the South region, the seat of Republican institutions in the South region of Cameroon. And of course, we shall be continuing to bring to you other echoes from the Southwest region of Boya to tell you how the competition or the regional league is faring. Therefore, now let's take a quick one to Ghana to talk about the handball, the ongoing African Olympic Games, whereby we shall be having our girls from handball to play their group in their house in Group B alongside LDC Congo, that's the DR Congo, Uganda, as well as Mali. They are segmented into two groups, Group A and Group B. Now, the girls of Cameroon shall begin their quest for a medal or a place for a medal on the 14th of March 2024, when they shall take their very first opponent, Uganda, on the March the 14th. Their second outing is going to be on the 16th, and they shall face Mali. And of course, thereafter, they shall play their third outing against DR Congo. That will be on the 18th of March 2024. So we wish them the best of luck as they're in search of a medal at the 13th Africa Games in Ghana. I'll be joined this afternoon by my guest, Mr. Alfred Tam. Good afternoon, Alfred. We continue making attempts now to get to Alfred Tawo, who is my guest of the day, to talk about issues affecting football in Cameroon. Remember that Alfred happens to be an international referee, Cameroonian-born international referee, who is residing out there in Austria. Good afternoon, Alfred, and welcome to joining us in Douala.
Thank you. Nice to have me on radio Audace, FM 106.8. Good afternoon.
Very important, Alfred. Congratulations to you. Let me begin by saying congratulations to you for I got the information that you have been selected by the Austrian government to select and recruit referees out there in Austria. Tell us, is it hard work or is it connection just like what happens in Cameroon?
Connection in Europe. An African born in a white man's country. How does that function?
No one can tell.
No, actually, it's hard work and endorsement. And since I'm the only African that's colored person in the federation, it brought a lot of attraction. Because, in Europe we have footballers, so they are used to having black people as footballers. But seeing a black person who gave his time to go to the Federation Referee School to get his license to be a referee in a white country and officiating white matches. So it kind of brought a lot of empathy and exposed me to the population. So my presence is some kind of an attraction to the population. So this year I was called upon to get to a recruitment center. They have my picture in a big roller as an advertisement on the recruitment board. And even in the federation office, my picture is standing there on the big roller as a black person. So they use me to make the advertisement.
Very good.
So being part of recruitment is also something good. It will attract other black people. Maybe that's the intention, or to bring other foreigners in.
It's to encourage them.
Another initiative to prove that they are not being racist, as most other people might put it. So I think it's something good. And it's not the first time I've been choosing to carry on such activities. I've been I've also delegated a UEFA tournament for the women. I was named a delegate. Why? Because I had an advantage. So we cannot undermine being a Cameroonian, because my advantage in my CV state that I'm a born Cameroonian. I'm a citizen here, true, but I was born in Cameroon, meaning I speak French and English, and I speak good German, just like them. So I have the opportunity to run an international program, because these people come from different countries, so I can mingle with them and coordinate them in different aspects of the area, which some of their home-based people cannot do it.
The advantage of being trilingual.
Yes, that's the advantage I got. And being a colored person.
Yeah.
So it gives a lot of advantages, but some of us underrate that. They don't see the advantage we have as Cameroonians when we are out there.
All right.
That's the opportunity I'm using.
Very important. We wish you the best of luck in your new stride, and we pray the good Lord shall continue to guide and protect you out there in Austria as you bring fame back home to country, Cameroon. That's the kind of news we need, and not that we want to hear that a Cameroonian is in prison for transporting cocaine or transporting hard drugs. These are the kind of stories, these are the kind of Cameroonians we need to encourage. Going back to school, bringing back fame back to this country is very important. All right, let's talk about... I'm very much aware you were able to follow the game of Francis Ngannou. Ngannou, the second Cameroonian this week, got defeated in the boxing scene, the international boxing scene, just like Cedric Doumbé, who was defeated. Joshua Antonio Soul defeated our own Francis Ngannou. And of course, Francis Ngannou, his next opponent is a Brazilian-born, who is going to face his third out in Beden. Looking at Francis Ngannou, his second defeat, consecutive defeat in the world of boxing. Should we continue hoping that the Predator can bring back fame back to the country?
Yeah, we should not forget that Francis Ngannou is an athlete. He's a multi-talented athlete. He went from UFC champion, and now he just kind of changed his, in a different aspect of boxing. So there's nothing new in sport. Sometimes you have to get humiliated in order to become a champion. So this is not strange. And being who he is as a Cameroonian, is mentally strong and physically fit. So all he has to do is work on his jabs and his, study his opponents before he go into the ring. So it's just the beginning. I think he has the ability to continue, and something will come positive out of it. We should not forget the case. I will have a case like a role model. Our popular like Michael Jordan, who was a former popular basketball player. After his father was brutally murdered. At that time I was in US. His father was brutally murdered, and that caused him to retire from basketball because of psychological and mental stress. And then he has to change his line of professionalism. He went to minor baseball league in Chicago White Sox. and he played there for 1 season. And after that, he had to rebuild himself and courage, and then came back to basketball with the Chicago Bulls in 1995. And we saw that in that 1996, 97, and 98. I mean, he played a credible championship, and he brought them a lot of positive impact on other players, due to his own experience. And he won a lot of cups with them and championships. So we should not forget. So this is just the beginning from Francis Ngannou, another aspect of sport. So
it's too early to draw conclusions.
No, never. We cannot draw conclusions. Ngannou is going to make it. It's just the beginning of it. Sometimes a defeat is not actually a defeat. When you lost in a competition, there's something you gain. You gain courage. You gain strength. You gain new tactics. You get empathy. The public knows you. You get more popularity, and this popularity can give you courage and strength in order to go for the next opponent. That is what it is. Winning is not always an aspect in sports. There's a lot that you have to gain. So Ngannou's case is nothing new. So I'm sure something is going to come out of it. He should continue. Like I said, he's physically and mentally strong, and he just have to do a little bit of more work on his jabs and tactics and more study of his opponents. That's what the world sport is all about.
All right, now let's talk about our focus of the day. Our focus of the day centers around football in Cameroon. The strides Cameroon is making to professionalize football in Cameroon continues to be witnessing another series of problems, like the issue of double nationality, discipline, and so on and so forth. With such at the stakes of this all, last week, our World Organization published a report classifying Cameroon among as the 7th best countries in the world with the best football stars in the globe. And when we look at our domestic league, it's still leaving much to be desired. We saw after the just ended football season last week, series of complaints were tabled at the disciplinary commission of FECAFOOT about discipline, double identity, double licenses of most players, which of course has seen Victoria United to be injected into the playoff this time around. And Fourth Azo has been sent off. We saw the tussle between Young Sport Academy and Victoria United. 6 players of Victoria United, 6 players of Young Sport Academy have been suspended because of double identity. Now, many asking themselves the question, why did Valentine Kwan have to wait to the end of the season before coming up to say this is what actually transpired? Is it not to his favor? The issue of double nationality, the issue of age cheating still remains a bone of contention in Cameroon's domestic league. How far do you think our league can go in terms of eradicating such an issue?
Yeah, the issue is we know Cameroon being one of the third world countries in Africa. So this thing with the double nationality and age cheating has been dominant, especially in most of our West African countries, because we should not forget most of these guys, these footballers, when they start their football career, it takes them a very long time to struggle to come to the level where they are, and sometimes this costs them a lot of time. And in order to fit in the system, they have to go through those illegal maneuvers of changing their ages and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, we have to blame it to the system itself, not on the players.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have to do what it takes for them to fit into the system, because the system does not expose them at the young age that they're eligible to be there. So that's the problem. So in general, we need to overhaul the whole system. We need good infrastructures, so these players can be exposed at the early stages of their career, so they can fit in. They can, in order to avoid all this manipulation of ages, because some of them come from from remote areas where they don't even have some of them don't even have a birth certificate or an official birth certificate to prove their age. And when they come here, they just fraudulently create those documents in order to get their ages. And when they change clubs, go somewhere else, the age is a bit above, and they tell them, please reduce your age. Some of them don't do it intentionally, but the club management will propose it to them before they can take them somewhere, because they know they have a prospect of selling them abroad when they are the younger age. So that's the whole idea. because you can market a younger talent faster than an older talent in the Western football. So that is what is happening. So the system is causing all these maneuvers in football. So if I can break it down, it has to do with the management also. And why some of these football stakeholders in Cameroon, they all know this stuff. But what happened is because football in Cameroon, especially in our southwest region, they are viewed to be like a political system in order to bring down their opponents. So they'll wait until the start of the tournament, then they want to discredit some players, some key players, so they should not play, so the other one should have a hedge against the others. So that's the system. So football, in my opinion, is a collective game. You know, if we play collectively and we respect our opponent, after we are building a nation. So we should stop this idea of trying to be like political opponents in our leagues, because we are building a nation. You have to embrace victory or a defeat. That's a sportsmanship. So at the end of the day, we are all athletes. We work on the same goal.
It's very true that most of these athletes were hoping discover their talent or got to the peak of their career, maybe realize that they are at the peak of their career between the ages of, let's say, 29 or 30, and they had no choice other than reducing their ages. But then, how come that we got into we are in Cameroon? Let's stay within the Cameroonian context in a championship, and we realize that a single player is having 2 licenses. Now, who issues the licenses of a player? It is the Football Federation. Now, before every encounter, we have a technical committee meeting. That's the 2 parties, the 2 teams are represented to present the license of their players that are supposed to play or supposed to start as the 11 starting block of each team. A lot of this was being done. A lot of this principle is being respected. But then nothing is being taken into consideration. It's only at the end of it all that we realize that evidences have been produced to defend the ideology of a particular team, to downgrade or to discredit a particular team at the favor of a particular team. Now, can there be something much more to be done to remedy such a situation? Because if we are clamoring for a professional football league in Cameroon, issues of this kind should be eradicated as well. Don't you think so?
Yeah, actually, just like I said before, it's a aspect of management and being in perfection in professionalism, because most of these entities who control this player's ID or issue their license, most of them, I'm 100% sure, they know about these issues. But you know, our country is embedded with corruptions. So they don't care. They take tokens from these players or from their managers, and they just issue the license and let them go out there. And then when later things bounce out, they claim to be innocent. So they give you something which is wrong for you to go out there and have problems, and you cannot come back to them because they have already profited what they want. So if they can stand on their firmness of being strict on how to control this fake IDs or age reduction in players, it will not go that far. So it has to do with our system, with the management, those who are in the bureaucratic system, who issue these certificates, who examine the players. That is where it all begins, because a player cannot reduce his age on his own if somebody does not approve the document or receive a document and do it without asking questions. It doesn't work that way. There's somebody behind who is doing it and collecting money illegally because he doesn't care. He's working for his personal interest. And that's the problem we have in Cameroon. This self-interest way of working. And people doesn't care about the consequences, you know. And you don't blame these young players. You know, some of them, they don't understand the outcome in the future. Let me give you an example. I had a young player who came from Cameroon.
Okay.
He was in Ukraine. You know, during this Ukraine crisis, most of them had an opportunity, you know, like to cross the border with the Ukrainians to come to Western Europe. It was an opportunity for them. I had a call from Limbe, one of the football trainer who knows me. Please help this child. He's a Limbe child. I took this child in the house, took him to clubs, got him everything. But then before he came, before I took him, somebody in Limbe has already spoiled his mind that when he come to Austria, let him go and reduce his age. And I wasn't aware of this idea.
Okay.
You know, he came here, I know he was 19 because he gave me a card that showed he was 19.
Mm-hmm.
So, but just to go to where he went to apply for political asylum to give his ID card, before he need to have something that keeps in the country before he can play in the club. Before I have to apply for his license from Fekafoot for him to be transferred to play in the European League. Just for the Austrian system to go and prove him in the DNA system, they showed that he was 2 years older.
Wow.
And as I speak, the boys in Cameroon, he was arrested and deported.
You can imagine.
Because, and he was playing in a club that I struggled so hard, made the manager, took him to training on my free time, get him integrated, even got him a small job, staying in my house for free, because I was trying to build him up. But look at what happened, because somebody in Cameroon, in Limbe, the same person who called me to help him, I will not call names.
No.
I was in Cameroon, I called him,
mm-hmm.
and I told him, this thing is stupid. You should stop this nonsense. Look at that boy now. He has come back to Limbe and doing the same thing he was doing. Hustling around the street, playing in a local club where he doesn't even have money to go to training. He was here in Europe. Now he's back in Cameroon. Why? Because you intoxicated his mind to go and say he's 19, whereas he's 21. I mean, yeah, we'll deal with the medical system, electronic system. Mm-hmm. They put you in that machine, they'll bring out your age. The difference tolerance is only about 2%. For example, if you were born in January, the thing can say you were born in December or February. That's just a small difference that you can have. But it will predict your real age. So all these things are nonsense. It doesn't help these young players. So because of age fraud, somebody was deported in Cameroon, a prospect footballer that I worked for, did everything for. Mm-hmm. So like I said, it's our management, it's our mentality. But they fail to understand. I have to educate him next time if I have that kind of opportunity. Never tell a Cameroonian coming to play abroad to temper anything with his age, especially in West Europe, because they will detect it, and that will be disqualification automatically. That will be considered as fraud. It doesn't help him. It will not help you, because you think you are going to reduce his age to make his career longer.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't bring anything. You can be stronger. There are people younger than me who have retired from referee. I'm still doing it because I'm a born Cameroonian. I'm strong. I have the physique. I have the strength to do the job that some of my colleagues have already retired.
Yeah.
So it's about you being an African. I mean, we are blessed. We have been blessed with energy and strength on the pitch. So why reduce your age? Even if your football career is supposed to be 15 years, if you can play for 10 years, you can make it large. Because of 2 years, you go and tell lies, and now your whole career is dead because of that. So who do you blame? It's still on our system. Because the perpetrator came from Cameroon who told him to do that, and I was innocent. Had it been he told me before, I would tell a boy, no, don't try that. Mm-hmm. But then I was also caught into the system. I was so ashamed because the system found it, show evidence, and the evidence showed that he came here with a lie. How can you come and lie about your age?
Quite
so they don't trust. So if the fact that they discovered that you lied about something, they will not believe any other secondary or tertiary story that you're going to tell them.
For sure.
So everything is false about you. So that's what happened. So we should be honest with our system, because we need to improve the system in order to export a good product in the Western world in football. That's the only way that is going to improve our football system. And we should stop this system of trying to bring down opponents. We have to have collective games among ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in order to promote our football championship, because without that, we are not going to have good players. That's all I can say about that.
Very important, Mr. Alfred. We are already negotiating the last bit on today's edition of the program, Audace Sport Magazine. Thank you very much for being there for us this week. Hopefully, in your next free time, we shall be delighted to receive you here on this platform to talk about another issue that might be affecting our local championship and how we can move forward while copying the white man way of life we should be able to come back home and implement it for the betterment of our Cameroonians.
Of course, we shall talk about that.
All right.
Thank you very much for having me on your program.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that does it on today's edition of the program Audace Magazine. I had at the audio console Frank Mona. I have been Henry Wana at the anchor in Douala. See you again tomorrow on your program Club Audace between 2:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. Until then, God bless Cameroon. Goodbye.